Hello everyone, Shadefire here, and welcome to the start of my Spooktober game for this year, which unlike last year's game, The Evil Within, is not going to run for a year straight. I intend to finish this by the end of the month, more or less. Now, this wasn't my first choice for this year's Halloween game, but my first choice, Call of Cthulhu Dark Corners of the Earth, was giving me a variety of problems in recording, so I said fuck it, we'll put that one back on the list, and we'll do this one instead. Now, unlike Call of Cthulhu, I've never actually played The Suffering, however I do have a little bit of past history with it, so I had a Xbox Monthly demo disc with both a trailer and demo for this game, and I thought the trailer looked really cool, and I had watched it multiple times, but I only ended up playing the demo once because back then I was still a little hesitant to get too much into horror games, which seems odd to me now, but I never ended up playing the first Suffering. However, I did play the sequel, The Suffering Ties That Bind. So some of this is going to be familiar because I don't think that game was drastically different gameplay-wise from this one, but we'll get to see all kinds of prison horror in this one that was absent from the second one, which took place in a city. So let's get in here. I guess I'm going to play on hard, because usually when there's 4 difficulties like that, the third one is kind of my comfortable one. I might regret this later, I don't know.
How many times have I done this, and I still hate it?
I swear Abbott's full enough already.
At least when you escort an inmate to death row, you know he's scheduled to get what he deserves.
Ernesto, you can really be a jackass, you know that?
But you hear what this one did?
I don't want to know, and you know when
He beat his ex-wife to a bloody pulp. Killed her with his fists.
Look, I said I didn't...
Then he drowned one son in the tub and threw the other out a window. Don't ask me to cry for him.
They throw you in real quick here.
Inmate, is this true?
Oh, he won't say. Claims he blacked the whole thing out.
Also, he's a silent
Likely
protagonist.
story. The needle's too good for him. Filthy inmate. They should all die.
Willie's bed isn't even cold yet, and already they brought in a new guy.
I heard he killed his old lady and kids. Sick motherfucker.
That shouldn't be that surprising if this is
Jericho,
death row.
fool. Don't you know who that is?
Why should I?
That's Torque, the man himself. Word is he sheared half the Aryan Brotherhood over at Easton.
So fucking what? I can understand a guy killing his old lady, but he popped his kids too. Motherfucker deserves to be strapped down and dosed.
You believe what the COs tell you, Slick? You don't know shit about the man. I'm telling you, what I heard, he's all right.
That cocksucker's not going to be all right for long if he's in the row with the rest of us short-timers.
Shut your cracker ass, Goose. Mans do respect. You show him respect.
I decide who I respect, shitboy! Don't you go telling
Quiet
me!
down in there! Some of you want to go back on the loaf? I didn't think so.
Hey, you. Yeah, you. Neighbor. Nice to meet you. My name's Floyd. How long you got till your turn on the table, huh? You all out of appeals? Your lawyer fuck you? I read about your trial. They got no witnesses, all circumstantial evidence. No one knows what really happened but you. But you can't remember a thing, is that right?
They're pretty well
Best
informed
not to
for death
listen
row
to him
inmates.
talk. Floyd's a degenerate parasite. They should have slapped the cuffs on him coming out of his mama's
At least
trunk.
I know Jesus is with me, man. Whatever I've done, the Reverend says Jesus has forgiven me.
Will you shut the fuck up, you baby-raping, sodomizing sack of shit!
I was just asking the man a question, Goose. Whoa!
So we've got all the prison stereotypes here.
What the hell's going on?
The interns.
CO, you gotta let us
The
out.
ropes here.
We're still humans, man.
The whole
we got
fucking
rights.
place is coming down!
Sweet Jesus, what the hell was that?
That's just an earthquake.
You okay,
Is the
man?
prison collapsing? Are we sinking into the ocean? CO! CO! What the hell is going on?
Slick, what in the fuck just happened? Slick! Slick! Goose, you still there?
Yeah, I'm still here. And it wasn't me. If that's what you're thinking, I didn't touch that.
What was that? Goose? For fuck's sake, what's going on?
We forgive those who trespass against.
Well, I guess we won't have our stereotypes for long.
We gotta get out of this shit can before it collapses. Shit. There's something in here. It's in here! Help me! No!
Well, that sucks for them. But hey, if Torque really murdered his family, do you think he'd be carrying around a photo of them as the only thing he wants to take with him? Alright, so this is primarily a third-person game, so you know, kind of a typical third-person shooter controls. However, you can roll, and you have an individual key for each direction.
Inmate, back in your cell. Everything's under control.
Just not under the guard's control. Alright, so we are unarmed now, and we cannot punch despite being a tough inmate. Also, he just got here and he's already covered in like this layer of prison grime. I don't think this one actually got a name. Also, if I hit control, you can go into first person. The game's not really meant to be played in first person as far as I can tell, but it'll come in handy for getting to observe stuff up close. So, it'll kind of be swapping back and forth as needed. Also, this shiv we have is just like one of those sword arms from the thing killing these guys. And this exact perspective reminds me of another game that I took a first impressions look at. I'm trying to think of what it was. It was a sequel to a DS game that got a port to the PC, and it was also set in a prison, and you held the shiv exactly like this. I think it was Dementium? Okay, so we can check the prison monitors. No. Looks like they got Ruviked. Alright. So we can open the rest of the cells. Can also turn on the light. That's how you take away the horror in this game. You just turn on all the lights. But like, all we got in here is a pair of legs. Can't do much with those. We've got this guy who was crucified by the blades, so those things knew he was religious, or pretending to be religious. Got some Zombium, which I guess is our Max Payne style painkillers. Alright, and you can flush the toilet and turn on the sink, so this is a proper video game. There's just some shoes in here. Is that our cell, the one with the shoes? I think it was. He threw his shoes against the wall, but I think he's still wearing shoes? I can't look all the way down, so I can't tell. I think he's wearing shoes. I think the painkillers is all we get, though, and the shiv. Now, I don't know if this is an actual, like, gang logo or something, but it just looks like some kind of fake thing that's supposed to imply, like, Nazi combined with the Dixie flag. Which, you know, is an accurate combination.
There's a way out over here. Follow me. We can get out this way.
I'm gonna disagree with you there. I don't think we can get out this way.
Thank God I made it into the light. I think I'm safe in the light. You've got to get me out of here. No!
We sounded a lot like Lewis from Left 4 Dead with that no. And I guess that confirms that they do not care about the light. We haven't even fought a single monster yet, and we're covered in gore.
Anyone read me? What's going on? Is it a riot? What's the situation? This Nash up in Tower A3, I can't see what's going on. I hear sounds, but when I shine the spot down there, it's like everything scampers out of the way. I can't see well enough to... Shit, get away from me! Man, I killed it. But that thing's impossible. Like some kind of spider with swords. Goddamn inmates behind this, I know they are. Is anyone listening to me? I think maybe I just better stay up here where I'm sitting.
Well, that was not the same creature. Those damn inmates have been hiding all their swords to make sword spiders. I kept telling everybody, but nobody would listen. Maybe we don't want to go in that door. Alright, so we got a map. Alright, so it's an actual blueprint, which might be a little confusing, but we do have a marker for where we are, so it's not too bad. They don't look too different. We can zoom in a little bit. I saw a thing that said I picked up an important note, but I don't know how to read that. The only thing I have in my inventory is Shiv. And we do have these notebooks.
Contained in these pages are my observations of the bizarre creatures that have appeared on Carnate Island since the cataclysm struck. The creatures emerge in a variety of ways, but many of them appear to come from within the island itself, as if the very earth of Carnate were poisonous and vile. Though I scarcely have time to keep a journal like this while trying to keep myself alive, my inquisitive nature forces me to write down what I see, in the hope that I might better understand it. But how can this unspeakable horror possibly be understood? It is as if Carnate's horrific sins, both past and present, are being brought to life in a pageant of death.
So this is like our
Slayer.
monster manual.
These creatures jumping out of the ground itself. Their heads were detached from their torsos, held aloft by hideous contraptions. Their limbs have been replaced by blades of the sharpest steel. To my eyes, they appear to be a manifestation of decapitation. Yet it seems improbable anyone ever had their head chopped off in Abbot. I suppose on Carnate anything is possible. I have dubbed these monstrosities Slayers.
So that's one of the things that I was interested in about this game when I originally saw the trailers. All of the monster designs come from various methods of execution. Okay, so this opens that. That's the collapsed area. So I don't know how well the monster designs will hold up now, but I think they're probably gonna still look decent, even if they're not exactly Silent Hill levels of complexity. Okay, this is that shower room we saw. Turn on the lights. Grab some zombium. Some flashlight batteries, but we don't actually have a flashlight yet. And just a bloody soap on the ground. Nope.
T, listen to me. You gotta get out of there. That island's more than just a prison. It's so much worse. It brings out the worst in everyone. Get out of there, T. Run! Run as fast as you can!
Okay, thanks, mystery lady. I don't exactly plan to stick around in the monster prison. Alright, so I think we need to go the other way, so let's look around here first. Oh, you look like you had a bad time.
Anyone over in the death house read me? Hawk's here, I'm in cell block T. The inmates, it looks like a lot of them have gone off and hung themselves. It's bloody anarchy here, and Luther's lost his sodding mind. What's the status over there? You copy? Hello? Bollocks. Gotta get out of here.
It's a very Aussie guard for this American prison. Yeah, I can just pick up any old phone. I guess they have to be ringing first if I want to get somebody, though. Since he does not know how to dial. Oh, some revolver ammo. Spoilers. But we don't have a revolver, so it's not going to do us much good right now. Anything in these lockers? No. Alright. That's locked. Can't stab the door down. And this leads to the showers. Yep. Alright, let's go the other way. So I assume we need to go through that. Ooh. Really abrupt turn for a second. I assume we need to go this way, but I want to kind of look around. Okay, that door's locked. So let's switch doors here. If that just switches which doors open, how do you close both of them? Okay, that leads to the stairs, and this leads to a maximum security area, so we can't go in. Sorry, Torque, you don't have access to that area yet. Alright, our first monster fight. Ooh. Got a dive attack. And I've got a knife. I was gonna say my knife is not as good as theirs, but I guess it is actually just one of their arms. Or legs. They're kind of interchangeable. So they got like a mask face, sort of. And their head is not actually attached, it's just kind of like bolted on. And we are spattered in gore.
Hold it right there, or I will cut you down! You hear me, inmate? Do you hear me?
Who does he look like?
Nah, to hell with protocol. Everything's gone to shit. Right now, I prefer a murdering scumfuck from the road to one of those monstrosities. We got a better chance to survive if we stick together. But you will do exactly what I say, or I will punch a hole in your sorry ass. Got it?
Calm down, Fuck him.
I cannot remember.
These bastards spawn prefer to stay in the dark. Go get a flashlight from the break room down the hall. And no funny stuff, or I will blow your head off. Comprende?
I can't remember who he looks like, but he was in the remake of Dawn of the Dead. He's like the greasy guy.
A lot of the lights were destroyed in that earthquake. You'll need a flashlight to see a damn thing.
Also, I'm pretty sure that's one of the main, like, resistance fighter voices from Half-Life 2. Like, the one that almost always gets used in everything.
Dad, what's going on?
Alright. Gonna close the creepy stall. So those whispers that were popping up about killing him or give him a chance...
Go find yourself a flashlight and I may get us out alive!
That seems to be the same kind of morality from the second game, where you could either choose to help or murder all of the survivors you encounter. Which I think determines your ending. So we're going to try to help people, because I always thought it was kind of off-putting when people just, like, murder all the NPCs. Because, like, alright, so you just want to skip all the actual gameplay and just kill everybody. You don't want to do the quests or anything. People who are like, oh yeah, in Fallout 3, when I first got to Megaton, I just killed everyone. I'm like, alright, but why? That's like a bunch of quest lines.
We gotta head downstairs to get out of this shithole. And you better stay out of my way. If I need to shoot more of those fuckers, I will not hold my fire on your account. You read me?
Now, he's got a pretty big revolver, so I don't want to get in front of his bullets. Does that mean I should just let him fend for himself, or... should I just attack from the side on whatever he's shooting at? Oh, more revolver ammo.
Get a move on! We're as good as dead if we stay here! There's more of those things down here! Stay out of my way!
It's okay, he's not a very good shot.
That's the way!
I guess that's where the spider description comes from. Oh, hello. Okay, so you don't have a combo in first person, you only have the stab. But it's a little more precise. Oh, took his arm off. Yeah, I guess those meaty blade arms are not attached that well if it just fell right off. I also can't roll in first person. I was like, how are they gonna do that? That's pretty disorienting, right? Where did our buddy go? Oh, there he is.
That's the last of them. You handled yourself all right for an inmate. Carnate Island's got a strange history, and Abbott is one fucked up hoosgow. And let me tell you, we better stay away from the fucking basement. If things are bad up here, down there, it's gonna be like the mouth of hell.
I always saw the good in you.
And that means we got a good moral point.
God damn! What the hell was that? I gotta check it out. Stay here!
Alright. Man, I could have watched your back or something, but I'll just wait here.
It still burns!
I wonder if he was outside of draw distance because I was in first person. That he just, like, froze like that. Well, it's a good thing we helped him. But hey, at least we had a gun now. Alright, so we got a decent amount of bullets for this thing. But I'm gonna guess that it's not that tough considering it's our starting gun. That's a neat little detail that you still kind of lean the gun in the direction you're moving, even though it's not really a first-person game. Alright, so we got a electrocution chair here. Not actually sure what this generator does. It doesn't seem to turn the chair on. Okay. Apparently, whatever these things are, they are shielded, and we can't do anything about this. Maybe we'll have to come back. Is there anything in this door that this other one came out of?
I always looked at their bodies when I was done.
Alright.
Anyone hear me? This is Hawks again. I tried to get to the radio building, but there's so many of those things that they look like yawps with stilts on. They're all over the yard, and I couldn't get through. Has anyone called for help yet? They'll need to call in the military to clean this mess up. What's that there? Bloody hell!
Is Hawks just gonna be like our constant voice we're gonna keep hearing over the radio? Because you know I can get behind that. That might actually be the VO for the sniper from TF2. It sounds close enough, but then again, that just might be, you know, Aussie accent.
Hello, Ma. It's me, Willie. Yeah, they said I could talk as long as I wanted. No, that's okay. I told you I didn't want you here. It's better this way, Ma. Now, come on, Ma. Don't cry. It's not doing anybody any good at all. You know I love you, right? And the Reverend said I won't feel a thing.
So it's like an audio log from a past inmate. No, there's just like one random cell here. Another beheaded guard. Okay, we got our pull tutorial. Can't move it left and right, so you can only pull and push. Creamy cola. I don't think I really want my cola creamy unless it's like cream soda. Or like a float. Don't really know what that clanking sound was. I thought it was like something in the vent, but then there isn't a vent? Got a dead Slayer, we got a dead body, and somehow blood on the ceiling. Oh, look, there's somebody in the chair. Should just stand perfectly still. Nobody there. Nobody there.
I want it to end! No more!
Should I be electrocuting this ghost, or should I not electrocute this ghost? Should I be giving the already dead person mercy?
Make it stop!
No, I think I did a bad point. But he's not even alive. We're just torturing a ghost. And there's that beast from the camera earlier. Big fleshy fella. Okay, we're not going that way. Where are we right now? We are in the foyer, the witness processing. I don't actually know where we're going, but maybe we're trying to get to the basement that he said we shouldn't go to? Oh, hey, fella. Oh, well. I guess I could shoot him, but... I mean, he's not doing any harm up there. Just wait till he comes back down. The combo doesn't always seem to connect. Like, you can see the second hit there just completely missed, so... I think they have a bit of an invincibility frame.
Hear ye. This is Radio Free Abbott. The inmates are running the show now, suckers. This here's MC 25 to life, and I want you to know that I am calm like a bomb. Let me tell you, I done seen more dead COs today than I ever dreamed I would, and I want to say they all had it coming. I don't know what the fuck is going on, but I like it.
Okay, so you just got a puzzle here where I think we need to drag that statue to block the door. Also, we got another map of Carnate Island. The full island, so Abbot State Penitentiary is most of the island. But then we've got Carnate Institution, which is condemned. We've got Carnate Quarry, which is abandoned. There's a little cemetery down there. There's Fort Malison, which is sealed. There's a lighthouse, DOC docks. I guess that's Department of Corrections. So presumably that's where we're going to go, is east. But I assume we're going to hit all of these locations. I don't know how that missed. I like rotated at just the right time. Ooh. So they don't seem to like the flashlight flashed in their face. They kind of like flinch for a second. Okay, the revolver is not hit scan. It takes a second for the bullet to actually travel. Also not the most effective. I think we'll stick with the shiv for now. Use a painkiller. Yeah, we'll use another one since they're there. I don't think we're going to be coming back for these. That looks like where we came from. No idea where that is. I think we picked up another archive entry. Nope. That looks like a decent number of enemy types, though, if they're all unique.
When Ernesto took his job at Abbott, I was far from excited. When he told me we would need to move to Carnate Island as well, I was not happy at all. But I tried to find a good side to the situation. I've always been interested in the history of unique places. What kind of history would we find on Carnate? This scrapbook project was started primarily to fill my time here, but also so I could record what I had discovered. In my exploration of the island, I uncovered many of Carnate's secrets. Though I record them here, I do not think I will tell the world about what I have found. Carnate is a place whose secrets are best kept to itself.
You could say it's sort of like hell incarnate.
The island. Carnate Island is approximately 3 miles wide and lies some 10 miles off the coast of Maryland. In addition to man-made structures, Carnate is also home to a labyrinthine natural cave system, unlike anything I have seen before. Through my studies, I learned of the island's dark and unsettling history. Though it may sound ridiculous to say it, Carnate seems to bring out the worst in those who make the mistake of coming here. Abbot State Penitentiary. Originally built as part of Fort Malison to house German POWs during World War II, it was taken over by Maryland following the war and converted into Abbot State Penitentiary. Mostly built out of local quarry rock, the prison is now home to nearly 1,000 inmates and has the worst safety record and highest homicide rate of any prison in the Maryland Department of Corrections system. The state also carries out the majority of its death sentences here.
Got it. So it's an evil island with an evil prison. Alright, so I guess I just need to block the door with this while still being able to walk through. I think that should do it. Might need to be budged forward a little bit. Let's see. Nope. Good enough for government work. So can we just go out the front door?
Hey! Can anybody hear me? You've gotta let me in! They're all dead out here! I lost my keys! Open the door, please! Is anybody in there? They're everywhere!
Yeah, I'm not sure you want to come in here. It's not much better. I think pretty much anywhere on this island is not a good place to be. Torque seems to be freaking out a little bit about that. Going by this like panting. I have to make a conscious effort to say Torque and not Torg. He is not a loudmouth president of an arms-dealing company from Borderlands. He's just a silent protagonist. Prisoner.
What happened? Where am I? Oh, fuck. This looks like... Yes! Hello? Can anybody hear me? What's going on? Hello? Let me out! Eternal. Oh, I get it. They warned me about the COs at Abbott and their practical jokes, but Jesus. Har fucking hardy har, very funny. Joke's over now, guys. Come on, let me out.
Why do they have vats of acid here? I'm pretty sure you don't lethally execute someone with acid.
Which one of you fuckers thought of this? Maybe a new jack, but you think I was born yesterday? I'm not scared.
I'm guessing this will just kill him.
In the 80s, they welded the door shut and everything. No way it can hurt me. How'd you guys get me in here anyway? Hello? Hello? Anyone hear me?
There's a bunch of dead guards in the viewing gallery.
Bastards should put these straps on tight. Is that part of the gag, huh? Guys? Hello?
And just a random dead guy. Alright, well, let's go let him out.
Just get me out of here, you cocksucker!
If I can find a way to get over there. Ah, that must be the sun that went out the window. Alright, before we follow the monster man, let's go this way. Just in case there's any ammo or anything over here. Is there something behind that steam? No. Just ham. I mean, I think he's wearing shoes, but it really does sound like he's just bare feet slapping on the soles.
Is this thing working?
Bare soles slapping on the floor. I don't know why I said on the soles.
Hello? Ox again. Still trying to find another CO who wouldn't dare to gone off his nut. I've made it to the admissions building, but I don't know how I'm going to open the blasted gate. The whole mechanism's
Okay, those are the
gone
same
off the
cameras.
spout. If anyone can hear me, I'd advise you to look for a different way out, because it looks like
Okay. They can kick doors open for some reason. I mean, they're not nearly as tough as your average necromorph slasher, considering they can't block with their blades. Hawks is a very chatty guard, considering no one has responded at all to him. Okay, so we don't go that way. Go this way. Nope. Yeah, that did a decent amount of damage. I'm trying to get them to do their spin attack so I can just roll out of the way. Alright, I don't know where that one's going. I rolled into it instead of out of it. Looks like they do have friendly fire, though. He did knock this other one down. Their scream sounds like one of the generic, like, horror background sounds from, like, Gmod horror maps. Oh. Oh, that one bled out, I think. Yeah, I was missing an arm. Alright, so they're not too tough, so I might just want to save my ammo and just shiv them. Give them the shiv. Stairs are both locked. And this should lead to the gas chamber, right? Yeah, the G chamber. This is where you experience the G's. Oh, there's the disappointed stink ghost we saw earlier.
What's that smell? Oh no! Oh fuck! Oh, Jesus! I gotta get out of this fucking...
I don't think I can...
Piece of shit!
Like, break anything?
This is a mistake! Shut off the gas! Open the door! Can you hear me? Do something!
I can't interact with anything.
Fuck you!
What the hell was that?
Last words! You...
It's like he tried to flip me the finger, but his fingers were glued together, so he could only do two at a time. Okay, the gas is starting to leak out, so hopefully this fella will let us out. That's a big slasher. He's got like 2 blades on each arm. Okay, they take about 7 hits. Well, let's soften this guy up a bit. Oh. I think I took his head off, but he's pretty quick, even without it.
Leave you alone until you do it.
So I guess their head is not particularly essential to them. Death House basement map. Oh. You're still alive? I don't think I got a new journal entry for that, right? I didn't see the archives note pop up. Yeah, so I guess those are just another form of Slayer, but not like a specific new enemy type. So this must be the basement. Alright, so there's a basement where solitary confinement is, and then there's a sub-basement, which is probably where hell is. Oh, I guess we finished the first area. We got our first area load. So maybe that's a good spot to... Who said that? What was that voice? Thought that might be a secret or something. Well, I'm hearing predator noises, so there's probably more creatures down here. Tommy gun ammo. I guess there's a Tommy gun in this game. But I think this is a good place to stop now that we've made, I think, some decent progress and got out of the starting area. Let's make a save here. And just want to check if we got another one of these.
The Death House. The most ominous structure inside of Abbot is the Death House. Electrocution, gas, and lethal injection have all been used within its walls, though only the last is still used today. The Death House is also the prison's oldest structure, built as the administration building when the prison was a POW camp. Its basement was also built during the war, and in it you can still see relics of that time.
Such as a Tommy gun.
Has been closed off for 20 years.
How do you know you can see relics of that time in the basement if it's closed off? And that means she wouldn't have been able to get down there. Alright, so I think that's all we got there. But alright, so that's a good start, I think, for the Suffering. Maybe not the most horror-y game, kind of more of an action horror game, but I still think it'll be an interesting thing to go through. Especially since I have not played it before. But until next time, I've been Shadefire and Torque, and I hope you'll join me as we continue throughout October through the Prison of Hell. Take care, everyone.